What's your problem? What's your problem?
In the wake of this video that was shot locally of a possible hate crime, there's been lots of backlash online that people on the bus maybe didn't do enough. What should we do if we witness a hate crime or if we witness harassment? So we decided to reach out to an expert, and we are joined by her now, Ninu Kang from Mosaic. Ninu, thank you for coming in. Tell us, first off, how do we define harassment?
Well, there's various forms of harassment, and what we just saw in the segment earlier is a very overt form of discrimination, harassment. It's clear someone is verbally attacking another person, so that's very easy to see. But it's actually on a continuum. Sometimes there's very subtle forms of discrimination and harassment, and they're almost not detected, and the person that's experiencing it sometimes really finds it hard and difficult to name, because the rest of us might say, well, you're just not taking that joke. You don't have a good sense of humor, and
that's the tough part. There is unfortunately almost a gray area in there sometimes. This one does not appear to be that case. Yeah. What should we be doing if we witness harassment or a hate crime?
Well, one good thing is that a lot of people that have been in that experience where they've seen people, but they didn't act, later on said they wish they had. So the thing is, most of us have goodwill, and people do want to act and be kind and support someone else. So what's important to note is what we can do is make sure that we are not acting as a superhero. So, we talk about being more than a bystander. And so being more than a bystander isn't a superhero approach. You don't have to go in there and save the situation. There can be very subtle things. So, for example, make eye contact with the person that is being harassed, and just to let them know that you see what's going on and you're supportive of them. Assess safety. You don't want to escalate the situation. Be calm. Calm creates calm. Maybe go and get closer to the person that's being attacked, and so that that person feels supported.
Even a physical support.
Absolutely.
In a way.
You don't have to say anything. Of course, if you feel comfortable and you assess safety and you think, I do want to say something, make sure that you're commenting on the behavior that you observed and not on the person. So
sure, just not appropriate, or something like that.
Yeah, and not to say, you're a racist, you're a homophobic, or you're a sexist. Those things aren't helpful, because that changes the conversation. So, you can say what you observed and you think it's inappropriate and you would like that person to stop. But primarily, the key issue is really to support the person that's being impacted.
And often when someone even says something small, it inspires or activates other bystanders to do something as well.
Absolutely. And what's also important to note is that that person who the slurs are against is actually experiencing a form of trauma. And it's likely that that individual might have had that experience before. So there's a cumulative trauma that that individual is experiencing. But people who are witnessing are also experiencing forms of trauma. And our bodies react very differently to trauma. Sometimes we get paralyzed. We don't know what to say. It's important to feel comfortable that you can say something, and other people are also probably thinking the same thing.
What about shooting the video? So many people shoot the video but don't do anything. Of course, the video evidence is often very important, but then there's always this online backlash where it's like, well, why didn't you do something instead of just bring out your phone?
It's a good point. I think when it comes to the video, I also was thinking about safety. So, if you do pull your video out, you do want to make sure that, you're not going to be attacked. Because now I've also, you also sort of see people knowing that that evidence could be used against them. So so you need to assess safety is one thing. Number two is it's important to stay with the victim, if I'll call that person. It's important to stay with them and ask them what they need. That might be an opportunity to say, look, I shot a video. Would it help? Are you going to call the police? police? If so, here's my phone number. Here's how I can be contacted. So again, I think that providing support to the victim is more important than addressing, behavioral change with the person that is perpetrating hate, because that may not be something you can do in that short period of time.
Tremendous insight. Thanks so much, Nina. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Stay